Don't say that. We're rolling.
Sponsored
Most of
by
this is going to be
Royal
in.
Gorge
Now you're going to make me edit this out.
route in
Route.
Colorado.
I've been to the Royal Gorge.
I have not.
It's real big. It's a really big canyon. It's not quite grand,
Is that
but
its
it's
tagline?
really big.
Not quite
And
grand, but it's
not-
still pretty big. Oh man.
Jordan,
Yeah, what's up?
what do you hate?
See, but you won't you won't relate to this, but in online classes when everyone's muted and everyone's just watching, and the teacher asks a question saying, "Hey, can someone unmute and answer the question?" There's a slight hesitation. You know why? Because
Nobody wants
there's
to
actually
talk.
no.
And I'd be surprised
just
if anybody
because
was even paying attention.
that's the thing about in-person classes, right? But say everyone was paying attention, and let's say teacher asks a question. There's an increased likelihood of people interrupting each other because no one knows when other people are speaking.
Yeah.
So when two people speak at once, there's at least 10 seconds of, no, you go ahead. No, you go ahead. No, you go ahead. And
Yeah.
I laugh, but I hate it when it happens to me.
Yeah. That's why you just have to keep talking, even if somebody else starts talking.
That's when
You
you say, shut up, I'm going to
You just got to barrel through.
say,
Talk
"Shut
louder
up,
and
I'm
louder with every word to make sure they know
No, I
that
think
you're
that 2
dominant.
+ 2 doesn't equal 4, and because...
Yeah, even if you're wrong.
Yeah. Noah, buddy, what do you hate?
Burnt coffee. I've done watered down cold brew before, I think. I was about to do
You
that.
have.
And I've done Starbucks specifically, which is they burn all their coffee, but I've never just said I hate burnt coffee.
General burnt coffee.
Burnt coffee anywhere. I hate Starbucks for other reasons too.
I don't even know why. It's more expensive to roast coffee for longer.
But I think on bigger scales, like Starbucks is producing, it's easier to just throw it in for however long and then you're done.
I hate that.
Yeah. I hate burnt coffee. And burnt is like the easiest flavor to taste in coffee. Like you can always you can always immediately tell when coffee is burnt.
It's not a faint taste. It's an overwhelming taste.
It dominates the coffee.
Yeah. What are you drinking today, bud?
Still those beans from that farmer's market that I went to. I'm almost done with them.
Nice. What are the is it just like a medium roast or?
It's a medium roast. I usually go dark roast, but the guy told me about this one and he said it has like rose and citrus flavors and stuff, and it does.
Nice.
It's not my favorite coffee in the world. I don't even think if I
You
had
don't like
gotten
floral. You don't like floral.
I actually do.
Earthy.
I think
you
it's
do?
the brand that I don't like.
Oh. Nice.
I think I just don't like his coffee. Because I do like floral. I also like earthy, and I like citrusy tones in my coffee, especially in my cold brew.
Like most.
A cold brew should be citrusy, I think. Which
you just don't like sweet.
I don't like sweet coffee. Which if you had told me, or if I had been asked if I like citrusy coffee 4 years ago, I would have been like, what? No, that's weird. But I think cold brew should be citrusy. It's a weird concept until you get into it.
Now you have a distinct taste of coffee, and you know exactly what you like 3 years later.
Like, this is pretty citrusy. Maybe I should make cold brew out of it.
Do you have the resources to do that?
Actually, no. I don't have an airtight container right now.
That sucks.
I could make an airtight container.
You'd have to be an idiot not to have an airtight container.
I could actually make an airtight container. Because I have my...
That'd actually be kind of fun.
I have my... I could Jimmy rig it. I have my French press. I just get some saran wrap, put it over the top, to tape it to make sure it stays secure. Airtight container.
Nice.
Easy.
Cool.
Actually, I don't even know if you have to do it in an airtight container. I would anyway because that makes more
Well,
sense to
how
me.
Bodhi does it is that we put all the cold brew in a bag, and we put all the entire bag in a container, and then we just pour water in that container, and we let it sit for like 17 hours,
Oh, it's
and
in
then we
like
just
a
pour
it's
it
in
out.
like a tea bag kind of thing.
It's a bag this big.
Like no, I know, but like like
But
it's a bag that
yes,
the cold brew is in there and it saturates. It's not a plastic bag.
yes.
That
No,
makes
no, no, no.
that
It's
makes
like a
sense.
tea bag.
I've
Yeah.
actually done that before. I've gotten beans and ground them up and put them in a cheesecloth and tied it up and put it in there.
Yep.
So then at the end I could just take it out instead of having to strain it.
That's how you do cold brew.
That's how I did cold brew
Yeah.
at home.
That's actually how you made pickles. That's exactly the
That's
same
also
thing.
how I made
So,
pickles, except for completely different. There was no cheesecloth, and I didn't have to strain it because
it's
it
how
was
you
a
make
food,
pickles,
not a
but not
drink.
at all.
It's how you
Yeah.
actually. I did make it in the same jar though, so it's pretty much the same thing. I'm getting some banger tunes over here.
I'm getting Modest Mouse, so
Oh, I'm getting lo-fi.
I know.
Also, this one we
'Cause-
definitely can't use any copyrighted music because we're not just streaming this.
100%.
We're actually putting it on YouTube.
Like, oh, you have a second of Bohemian Rhapsody? Sorry.
Done.
Actually, you
You-
said
get
Bohemian
out.
Rhapsody, and they don't say Bohemian Rhapsody in the song, so we're gonna have to take it out. We actually
No, they
own
do.
your channel.
You remember
now.
the line? This is a Bohemian Rhapsody.
Oh.
I
You know the
am
line, my name is Freddie. My
I
name is
am-
Freddie Mercury, and I am a Bohemian
I
Rhapsody.
am a Bohemian. I am. This is my life.
This is a Bohemian Rhapsody. My life is it,
What the hell
I
is a
think-
rhapsody?
and that's all in the song.
That was the first draft.
And then
Alright.
he had to look up without Google what a rhapsody is. Do you know what a rhapsody is?
I don't. I know it's something to do with music, but I couldn't tell you exactly what it is.
It's a declaration of what one feels about society.
I guess it's not about music. I thought it was.
And Bohemian is
I know
an
what Bohemian
outcast,
is,
basically.
but yeah.
Yeah.
I thought Rhapsody
So-
had something to do with music. I don't know why.
Maybe I am
Maybe it's
wrong,
just because
but I'm not,
maybe it's
so.
just because Bohemian Rhapsody, Rhapsody in
You
Blue.
affiliate it.
These are
Yeah.
music songs. So
Rhapsody.
Rhapsody
yeah,
in
and
Blue
if-
is a good jazz song.
Rhapsody is, yeah, I love that. Rhapsody, isn't that like the 8-minute long song?
I think so. I don't know.
Yeah. And an effusively enthusiastic or ecstatic expression of feeling in regards to what one feels.
Okay,
So.
so it's not music. I just associated it with music because of two songs.
Because that's how you express something enthusiastically.
It's one of the best ways to express something.
It's probably the best way to express something. Welcome to the We Hate Things podcast.
Welcome to We Hate
This
Things,
is
episode 35.
5? Holy crap,
35.
dude!
Dude, we're
Dude,
almost
15
we're almost
more, and we're divisible by 50. So
we need to figure out when our actual anniversary is. I just need to go look at our first episode because it won't be on our
I'm gonna guess-
52nd episode because we missed
it was before your birthday.
many weeks. It was sometime in April, I think. Which
That was
is
like
yeah,
end of
that's
April,
before my birthday,
think.
obviously. I'll just go back to I'll just go to the YouTube and see what the date was, so we can see when our anniversary is. It won't be our 52nd episode because
No, it
we
won't.
skipped many weeks.
Yes. So, any updates of your life, bro?
No,
Really? It's all the same to last week? Because we've only done one of these, I think.
no, we've done two. We did one.
We've done two?
The difficult while I was here.
Yeah, yeah.
We did the difficult one, and then we did the one after Twitch got set up.
You're right.
Oh wait,
You're
and then
correct in that.
also,
Okay.
and then also we
We
did
did
the
the
bonus
Infinity War.
episode. So that's 3
Really, we've done 3. Yeah.
while I'm here.
Cool.
Yeah. I
Sounds
was
good.
gonna say something. I don't know what it was. Yeah, this is
Oh, I said
episode.
updates.
This is episode 35. I was gonna say something right before that. I'm doing good. You know, I'm living. I have a lot more free time now because I figured out how to make that happen.
Mm-hmm.
At the beginning, it was crazy, but now everything's fine. I have not a lot, but I have plenty of free time compared to when I started. So that's nice.
Cool, dude. Nice.
I'm getting things wired, which is cool. Um, yeah, that's pretty much it. Nothing has really changed since the last time I talked about it. I'm still doing all the same stuff, still in all the same classes. Yeah.
Sounds good, dude. Nice.
Yeah. What about you?
Well, I am officially moving on back onto campus next week.
Yay.
So because in-person classes are starting, so that'll be cool. I'll have my own room.
Ooh, nice.
It's gonna be smaller than my old room, but again, more space because it's only one person. So that'll be cool. It's gonna be in a newer building, and not Hart, and because that that building was kind of run down.
Mm-hmm. A little bit. It had charm though.
Yeah, and also it was my birthday last weekend, and then I celebrated that. You didn't know, dude? You're a bad friend. What? I did not contact you once this weekend, so it makes sense.
Me neither.
Yeah, you neither.
Me neither.
And my parents helped me pay for a new laptop, which is great for presents. So that's why you can actually see me now, and you could.
Instead of just a bunch of pixels, it's great.
Yeah, so I'm gonna get an adapter so I can use my blue balls, and then hopefully,
I couldn't stay serious. I couldn't do it.
My microphone, so hopefully this can be even better, bro, because I am just using my earbuds. So yeah, I love it. It's the MacBook Air, the newest one. So
nice.
I'm very, very happy about it. My last one here, I can actually show you my last one.
Oh yeah, show me your last one.
So this was my old laptop. I used it since sophomore year of high school, which was 5 years ago. So I've been using this for 5 years.
Nice.
As you can see, I took really good care of this. So
you can't really tell from here. It's whoa.
Actually, you can.
Is that supposed to happen?
There we go.
Oh, there you go.
You can't see, but there's a bunch of cracks in it too.
I can't see that. You're right.
Yeah.
Is it supposed to go all the way backwards like that?
Yeah. You can use it as a tablet, which is really cool.
I was like, what did you do?
Yeah, you can use it as a tablet, which is really cool back then. But I didn't want that. Oh, you could see you. Look at that. Yeah. Whoa. Okay. When I bought this, when I went with my dad to Best Buy, because that was the closest at the time. Every single laptop was touchscreen.
Yeah.
I said, hey, I don't want touchscreen. Yeah. I said, hey, I don't want touchscreen. But they're like, hey, too bad. They're going to have touchscreen. It's going to cost more. And it sucked. I had to turn off touchscreen because of how bad it was.
Yeah, that was a bad era of computers because everything was touchscreen for a while.
I'm going to find a way to take off this part of the screen so that I can hang this up somewhere because this is pretty cool. Mm-hmm. You see all my personalities. So here, you see Bidoof?
That's one. And that's it.
Yeah.
Nice.
You got me this one.
I got you that
and
one.
That one.
And that one.
No, and that one.
I didn't get you that. Wait, did I get you that one? I thought you got that.
I think I might.
I'm pretty sure you got that one because I was like, oh, I that's awesome. I should get that.
Yeah, I think you got me these ones, which are pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. Oh, I forgot to tell you. I have a bunch of MCU stickers.
Oh, cool.
That I need to show you. But yeah. It's my old laptop. I'll send you a picture of.
Sorry, real quick, because I can see it, so I don't forget. We should make a sticker for the channel called that says "I hate you 3000." But
this is from. If you don't know, this is from the Marvel
Iron Man
Avengers
3.
Age of Ultron. Yes.
The one with Guy Ritchie. Guy Pearce. Guy Fawkes.
Guy Ritchie Pearce. Guy Pearce.
Yeah, I was right.
Wait, I can take you with me.
Because it's an air, so it's light and
it can fly.
More proof that you're an airbender.
Speaking of that, I'm gonna start watching Avatar again.
Speaking of that, again, part 2. Speaking of that, part 2. Did you hear? The creators of Avatar are going back to Nickelodeon under Avatar Studios. Nickelodeon is creating an Avatar Studios, and they're making more animated series, or I think they're starting out with a movie, but animated content within the Avatar universe.
Yes.
So excited. I just want an adult Avatar series. The adult gang. The gang has grown as adults. That's what I want.
That is like, I want that so bad. Okay, so the reason why I want to watch it again is because JJ's finally watching it. He doesn't like TV shows, and he doesn't like anime at all. Like, he's one of those people that's like,
it's not an anime.
It looks like anime. It looks like anime. It's an anime. Blah, blah. He's like one of those people.
You're wrong.
But actually, I think. Never mind. He doesn't like TV shows, so it's hard for him to watch a TV show.
Okay.
But he's loving Avatar. I watched the end of book 2 with him.
Well, and yeah, it's Avatar.
And he's like, wow, this is great. And I'm like, dude, you don't even know.
You don't even know.
It was really funny. It was really funny because I saw him right before he watched book 2, and he said, yeah, Zuko's finally like turning around, and I see how you say that he's like one of the best character developed people like ever, because I saw it. And I'm like, okay, buddy.
Poor kid has no idea.
Poor kid has no idea. And then I watched
that he's gonna make Iroh cry.
He's like, F Zuko, bro. Yeah, dude. It was end of book 2 is really good. Anyway, I'm gonna watch
the whole series is really good.
I'll be the first to say, Last Airbender is a pretty good show.
I can't believe. I can't believe I was telling you, both you and Jack, to watch Avatar for years, and neither of you did. And then you both watched it and said it's one of the greatest shows ever. Honestly, you should have listened to me.
I did listen to both of you when you said Brooklyn Nine-Nine, though.
Had you not watched Brooklyn Nine-Nine before me?
When did you watch it?
I don't know.
I remember when I watched it.
When did you watch it?
I watched it at the beginning, at the end of senior year. I watched it that summer.
I think I only watched it like the beginning of senior year, maybe junior year. Like, it wasn't that long before.
Exactly. So I listened to you guys.
Yeah. Okay. That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know why it took both of you so long to watch that show. Avatar.
It's because I was in high school. I was one of those people who said like anime sucks. It's really weird, and people that like it are weird. And I thought Avatar was an anime.
You just didn't know Avatar wasn't an anime.
Yeah.
And
what are your favorite anime?
Do you actually want to know the answer to that question?
Yeah.
I'm not as deep into anime as many people are. I like a couple anime shows. Like one I'm rewatching right now for the first time in quite a few years, so it's not. Is Death Note. That's a good one.
Oh, that's a classic. I haven't seen it, but that's a classic.
That's a classic. Some people say they don't like it. I do.
I know the concept behind it.
And then the first and only the first season of Sword Art Online. Mm-hmm. Actually, technically the first half of the first season, because that like finale, the episode called "The End of the World," that's only halfway through the season. There's still another half of that season to go. Yeah, anime seasons are split up weird. They don't make any sense. So really, the first half of the first season of Sword Art Online, which is still 13 episodes, so it's still a lot.
Yeah.
One Punch Man, easily my favorite. Probably just the first season of that one too, because after that, the animation studio changed and everything, and it doesn't look as good. It's still funny.
I've seen a couple episodes of that.
I saw
it's
a
different
couple
from
episodes.
Other animes because it just doesn't take itself seriously.
I've seen a couple episodes of season 2, and it's not as good as season 1. It's still not bad though, but I'm not caught up. But One Punch Man is the best anime because of what you just said. It doesn't take itself seriously. It's mostly a comedy, and it makes fun of other animes so much. Like, one of the main bad guys at the end of the show, they like model him after like a Super Saiyan and everything, and they like make fun of that. Like, they make it, yeah. So they just make fun of other animes throughout the show, and it's really funny.
Cool. Yeah, I haven't seen too many animes, so I can't say.
I've seen more than I would care to admit, to be honest. There was a phase in high school where I watched quite a few animes.
The one anime I watched is because a cute girl told me to watch it. So
Wasn't that SAO?
yep, SAO, and I loved it. I loved it. So
Yeah, it was really good.
okay.
No, the
I
first
loved
half of the first season was great.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
The concept was amazing.
Because
too.
if you can get past the fact that it's an anime and some of the weird...
If you ignore all the weird anime stuff, like the
if you
like
ignore all the
stuff,
weird anime stuff and you can just watch it as a normal show, there are some good animes
like a story.
out there. Yeah.
If you just pay attention to the story, then you're gonna have a good time.
Yeah.
I can't get over it most of the time.
So I
breeze through it.
I got past it. I can not pay attention to it.
Yeah. My favorite animes are gonna be probably like Sword Art Online because the only one I watch.
Because you've seen it.
Pokemon Indigo
Is Pokemon
League
an anime?
also up there. And Jojo Rabbit. So, but all three of those are my favorite anime.
Jojo Rabbit, not JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
That's what I said. Jojo Rabbit.
You said that's the Taika Waititi movie. Do you mean JoJo's Bizarre Adventure? That show got really popular, and I started watching it. I saw like an episode, and I was like, I don't get it, and I stopped.
Yeah, that's why I think it's my favorite anime.
That's fair.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. I don't know why you were fighting me on that. It's just Jojo Rabbit's a good anime, right? So yeah.
Yeah, there are a couple. I'm not going to say a lot. There are a couple good animes out there.
And if you're watching this and you haven't seen Last Airbender, it's not an anime.
There's none of that.
It's the same art style. There's no
there's no that weird stuff. But I think that's just the difference between Japanese and American voice actors. I don't even think that's an anime thing. I think that's just voice acting.
I disagree. Even the English dubs have it.
Do they?
Yeah.
Oh.
Like for Pokemon Indigo League,
I don't watch
the English
dubs.
Still have
I watch subbed.
Well, the only dubs I've seen is the Indigo League, like the first Pokemon with Ash.
I haven't seen Pokemon.
It's, dude. Okay, if you rewatch, I rewatched it like a couple of years ago. If you watch the first season of Pokemon, so like the Kanto League with the first 151 with Pikachu and stuff, Ash is a terrible trainer. He is just so bad at Pokemon.
Okay.
And it's just so obvious because he just does not know what he's doing the entire time, and it's hilarious. It's actually pretty bad. Okay. But
I won't watch it.
It's my favorite anime. Yeah, don't watch it. I'm not saying to watch it.
You should watch One Punch Man though. Just the first season. It's great.
My favorite is Clone Wars.
Have you watched that yet? You said you were going to start it. You said, I'll start it this week.
I did say that once. At least a couple times.
A couple times at least. Which I've done for many things as well, so it doesn't really matter.
I'll watch the first episode after we're done with this. And I'll tell you when I'm starting it. So.
Well, actually, the first episode's not bad. The first 3 episodes. So, do you know how the show works, right? In story arcs?
It's before 2 and after.
No, not the timeline. 3. The way the show works, and I think this is helpful to know going in, is 95% of the time it'll be in story arcs. So, at the beginning, and usually it's like 3 episode story arcs. So, like at the beginning of that set of episodes, it'll drop you in and it'll narrate, this is what's happening, this is where we are, and then there will be like a story arc going over those 3 episodes or something.
Okay.
And then after that, it'll jump to an entirely new one. It'll drop you in, it'll say there's narration, and then there's like another 3 episode story arc. And sometimes there are single episodes, and sometimes there are longer story arcs, but that's kind of how the show works. But there's also obviously, all the characters are in all of them. It's just, it makes it easier to jump around to different stories. And also to talk about specific things. Because, like, if you talk to Jack or me, I know it less because I saw it. I haven't watched it multiple times. I've only seen it all the way through once.
And Jack's seen it like 3 times. So.
Yeah. But if you talk to Jack or me on some of them, we'll say, like, oh, you remember in the blank story arc where this happened. So then you're talking about a specific like set of episodes, and it makes it kind of easier like that.
Oh, yeah, I recall you guys saying that.
Yeah. So like
this story arc.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or the Umbara arc, stuff like that. Really, yeah. And again, the show gets better as it goes.
Just that I have to watch it because Disney Plus is literally making like 4 shows off of the Clone Wars.
Which
so,
I'm not excited for the Bad Batch. I'm just not.
I mean, like, they even like based Mandalorian season 2 off of Clone Wars,
they totally did. It would help so much if you had seen that.
It's pertaining to a small percentage of hardcore Star Wars fans. And I'm not a hardcore Star Wars fan, like, at all. And I had to explain to Ashton something I didn't know myself, you know?
You should have called me.
Like, who is this lady and why is she in a couple of episodes? Well, who is Ahsoka? No one knows who Ahsoka is who didn't watch Clone Wars.
Oh, she's so cool. She's so cool. She's so awesome.
I'm just saying.
Except at the beginning, she's really annoying. But then she develops, which is cool.
She's cool in the show. I like her. I liked her.
Oh yeah, but that's because she's fully developed already.
And has a cool
she's
lightsaber.
Been through a lot, and she has really cool lightsabers. Two of them. Anyway.
Yeah. All that to say,
Clone Wars
I'm not a big
is the best
Star Wars
anime.
fan, and that's why I'm not watching. But it's the best anime.
Clone Wars
along
is the
with
best
Jojo
anime,
Rabbit.
only behind Cory in the House.
Cory in the House is just
that's a given. That's a given as best anime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It stars the guy from Good Luck Charlie. That's why I like it. What? Good Luck Charlie.
Is he in Good Luck Charlie?
Yeah, the dumb older brother.
That's not Cory in the House.
The guitar guy. No, not Cory. No.
Oh, wait, is that guy in Cory in the House?
With the guitar.
I don't remember either of those shows all that well.
Dude, then you're not a true fan.
I remember That's So Raven really well, and I remember one specific episode of Cory in the House.
Do you remember That's So The Sweet Life of Hannah Montana?
I remember the crossover, yeah.
The
that was great.
Crossover,
that was amazing.
Cool.
That was the biggest thing that ever happened.
Really cool.
The only crossover better than that was the Jimmy Neutron Fairly Odd Parents crossover.
See, that one was actually really good.
I loved that.
Like,
that was awesome.
Switching the art styles too, like that was genius.
I was stuff like that. I remember being so excited for stuff like that when I was a kid. Like, whoa, they're meeting each other. They're
like,
whoa. Yeah.
Endgame, way down here.
Fairly Odd Parents, Jimmy Neutron.
Fairly Odd Parents, Jimmy Neutron.
What did they call that? They must have called it something like Fairly Odd Neutron or something.
That's So The Sweet Life of Hannah Montana.
Those are pretty close for me.
Actually, yeah.
Those are pretty close for me.
Like, that one is really good. What was the Sweet Life on Deck one? Do you remember?
It was something.
It was like Hannah Montana. I think Wizards of Waverly Place was one of them, but I don't remember, dude.
Did Wizards?
That was a good show too.
Wizards. Oh man, Wizards of Waverly Place is one of my favorite of those shows.
Like, Wizards of Waverly Place is like the direct timeline of when I started watching Disney Channel and when I ended.
Yeah, we got really, and I mean maybe kids in 10 years will say they got lucky because I don't know what they're watching now, but we got really lucky for what we had.
Like, Hannah Montana was pretty good. Wizards was amazing. Sweet Life was amazing.
Sweet Life was amazing. Sweet Life of Zakuguri and Sweet Life on Deck were both great.
Both are good shows.
Yeah.
Both were good shows.
That's So Raven was good.
That's So Raven was good. Let's see what else is there.
You're getting a call.
Yeah, I declined.
Nice.
Yeah, go ahead.
What else was there? Do you remember that? This was a little bit after our time, but do you remember that karate one? I don't remember what it was called.
The one with the dojo and the kids.
Yeah.
That was Disney XD.
That's true.
I don't remember what it's called though.
Oh, oh no, you're good. Your image froze for a second, but it caught up.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. Well.
We should also include, of course, Phineas and Ferb. Like, we got super lucky.
I was thinking about the live action shows, but if we want to talk about all of it, Phineas and Ferb is what? Gravity
like we
Falls,
got
which you still haven't
Gravity.
seen, but got so lucky with.
I've seen most of the episodes. I
Watch
watched
the
them when I was a
rest of
kid,
it.
and I
It's
just
on,
watched
dude.
it in order.
It's 2 seasons, and it's on Disney Plus. Just watch through it. It won't even take you that long, and you will be all the better for it. And you will be like, "Thank you, Noah, for recommending another great show that you've been telling me to watch for years, and I never chose to watch because I'm an idiot." You'll say those exact words to me when you finish the show.
Honestly, I've said those words to you before.
Yeah, after Avatar. And now this is another one that I've been telling you to watch for years that you haven't watched. And it's on Disney Plus, and it's literally 2 seasons. That's not even that long.
You know what I started watching a little bit that I never watched before, like last year, Total Drama Island, or that one.
I've seen episodes of that, but I never like watched it.
Yeah, it's pretty funny, dude. It makes fun of Survivor. The entire thing makes fun of Survivor, and it's pretty funny. Like, I see why people love that show so much.
Yeah,
Cartoon Network shows I never really got into
neither
because
did I.
they all banked on the fact that we're just gonna be weird.
Yeah,
and
which they succeeded with in terms of Adventure Time.
Yes,
Adventure Time
was like the perfect amount of weird.
the perfect weird. Yeah. It was intriguing, and it was like a really interesting world and everything. And it was like, I want to keep watching this. So I've seen all of Adventure Time too. That's definitely a really good one.
Yes.
And the last episode of kids' TV shows, or of like the
cartoons.
Cartoons. Jeez.
Yeah.
The kids' cartoons were all so good. Like, what?
See, SpongeBob, like, they just kept going because of money. Mm-hmm. Even when Steven Hillenburg went off the project, but I count SpongeBob SquarePants the movie as the final episode because I think that was his last
final
project.
episode. Then
pretty sure, because he did the first 3 seasons in the movie and then he stopped doing SpongeBob. I believe I could be wrong, but it's something like that.
I don't know. I couldn't tell you. And then the Phineas and Ferb one was great.
Both of them
it was
weren't.
just
like there was basically 2. There was the one where they were all in high school, and there was that,
which was the second to last. That was the penultimate episode.
Yes.
That was the second to last episode, and then the final episode was kind of just a normal episode, but
it was a normal episode with a bunch of nostalgia.
And then at the end, man, the last 5 seconds, the mom comes out and says, "Who wants snacks?" like she always does, just classic. And they're all like, I do, and they go inside. And the door starts to close, and then Phineas pokes his head out, looks directly at the camera, waves, and then goes inside. And that's it. So good. So good.
Okay.
That's pure nostalgia right there.
That's pure just
heartfelt.
Thank you. That's the most thank you thing ever. Like the end of Last Airbender was, hey, everyone's happy. The
end of The Last Airbender was like the ending of a normal show. The ending of like Phineas and Ferb and the other those other cartoons were just so heartfelt, and like this is the end of a childhood kind of thing. So it was all like very touching, and like the end of, so you've seen Adventure Time, obviously, not all of it, but so you know the end credit song for every episode.
Yeah.
The Come Along With Me song. At the end of the episode, or at the end of the entire show, there's this big thing, and it starts singing the song because there's a whole thing to it, but it starts singing that song, and then it just, the show just starts cutting to all the different characters that we've met over the seasons, and like you get to see how they're doing and everything, and it's basically just a recap of the whole show, and it makes you like feel nostalgic and everything, like, oh, I remember that, and I remember that, and it's just that song playing in the background softly, and then I can't remember the exact ending of it, but I'm pretty sure it just ends on Finn and Jake, and it's fantastic.
I feel like developers for cartoons, they fall in love with the show just as much as the watchers are, or just as much as the fans, because it's different than like live action ones, because it's a lot more organized, where the creativity of cartoon ones is literally endless.
It's
and that's what makes it special.
For live action, it's a lot more about like the actors and actresses.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
And although there are obviously voice actors and actresses in cartoons, but when it's a cartoon, I feel like the creators are more attached to it because it's literally them, like pen to paper.
It's the characters, not the actors.
Yeah. It's like their creation. It's more about their creation than the people bringing it to life. They are the people bringing it to life. So, yeah. Childhood cartoons are really good. And I'll let you see the Gravity Falls one. That's a good one. That's a good ending, too. And
I think
also,
the best one, go ahead.
I have seen the last episode and a lot of the rest of the show, but the regular show actually had a pretty good ending, too.
I don't remember the ending, but that was a good show. Blake
just
watched all of it multiple times, and then I
it's a really good show.
Pinned into it a little bit, but
yeah. You should watch there's like compilations on YouTube of all the cartoon endings of cartoons like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But you should watch the regular show one. It's really good. Okay, just on YouTube. Just the end. What were you gonna say?
I think my favorite cartoon I have to say is just Phineas and Ferb.
Yeah.
Because
Avatar takes it from me, but Phineas and Ferb is there.
Just the jokes pertain to me so much.
The jokes
and they knew what they were doing.
And they're they're smarter jokes without doing the thing kids shows normally do by making them like adult jokes that are hidden.
Yeah.
They're just genuinely
it's sarcastic jokes.
They're just
that
genuinely
only adults would just know.
They're just genuinely good jokes without being like, dirty adult jokes that kids don't get.
Yeah.
Like things like SpongeBob do, which isn't always a bad thing. But you go back and watch SpongeBob, and as an adult, you find new things to laugh at.
Like,
exactly. You're like, But if you go back and watch Phineas and Ferb as an adult, you laugh at the same things. The same jokes.
But just for more reasons.
For more reasons. But the same jokes are still funny. And they're not like, it's still like a wholesome show.
The first one that comes to mind is just Perry escapes from from a trap or whatever. And then Doofenshmirtz like, well, I'm out of here. And then the smoke just goes like, and he's still there like.
Yeah, it's the outline of smoke. like you run away, but then he's still standing there, and he's like,
what just happened?
One of my favorites, and I remember seeing this when I was at Oregon State, and we would watch stuff like this in the lounge all the time, just a big group of us, because we had cable, so we would just throw stuff like that on the TV. And there was this one joke that had us all cracking up. That was, it's one time Doofenshmirtz is flying along on like his this like hovercraft thing or whatever, and Perry's in a trap at the back, and the camera's on Doofenshmirtz, and then you just hear like a sound of like metal or something banging around, and Doofenshmirtz goes, Perry the platypus, did you just say clang-a-lang-a-lang? It was so funny, dude. We were all cracking up. That show just has genuinely good humor and like good wholesome humor too. Like it's not even dirty. It's just hilarious.
All of it's wholesome, and I think the character relationships are super special.
Mm-hmm.
Like Doofenshmirtz and Perry is actually really cool. Candace and her brothers, really good. Stacy and Candace was also pretty cool.
And then obviously all their friends, Isabella, Baljeet, Buford, great.
Buford and Baljeet.
Buford and Baljeet's friendship is so good.
The bully and the nerd, but they're also best friends.
They're best friends, yeah.
It's good.
It's super good.
Yeah, man. The only thing about the show that people would say is that it's very formulaic. Every episode's the same in that way.
Every episode's the same. That's why somebody I know, when we were kids, she didn't like it, and I was like, "Oh, why don't you like it?" And she was like, "Every episode's the same. It's just,
she's not wrong in that.
She's not wrong, but they make it fun and interesting every episode, regardless.
It's
I'll
the
be honest
jokes
with you.
and
she's never had
every episode.
Yeah, she's never had the best opinion on anything.
It's never the story
any media. So,
it's never,
it's never about the story, except for like the episode where they get busted and stuff like that.
That's the only. Well, that's when they stray off of the formula.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's the little jokes, the relationships, the creativity, and just like you're having fun while watching
The
the
entire
show.
time,
That's
yeah.
why.
So
Yeah.
I texted John about headphones, and I said, "Hey John, Jordan told me you have a headphones guy, and I'm looking to get some over-ear headphones." And he just said, "I'm not sure what you're talking about." So that's cool.
I'll text him later. How much time are we at?
41.
So we should probably talk about the movies.
Yeah. Which one do you want to talk about first?
I say let's
Welcome
talk
to We
about
Hate Movies.
American
We
history.
haven't said that in a while.
Welcome to We Hate Movies, where we don't actually hate movies.
Where we love movies. That's a general rule for the
Except for
show.
today.
If you're a new watcher, which you aren't, because nobody's watching this, we don't. We love most things, and we love pretty much all movies. So
Yeah,
that's a general rule for the show. We don't hate almost anything.
If you break the rule, you're not allowed on the show anymore. So
Yeah. We used to have
It's just a
a
little-
third. We used to have a third podcaster with us, but he broke the rule, so he's gone.
he did. Yeah,
Yeah. So,
we actually deleted every episode and every trace of his existence.
Yeah, I photoshopped him out of every episode. He's there in the first 3, and then we don't speak of what happened to him. He's gone though, permanently. Jordan's frozen, so we'll see how this goes. Jordan, you're frozen. Jordan, you're frozen. Okay. What were we talking about? There was a guy. He's gone permanently.
Yeah.
We're not going to talk about what happened to him though. Anyway,
We're not.
we hate movies. Let's start with
Right.
American History X.
How did you like it, bud?
What are you? Oh, me first.
Yeah, I didn't take notes, but I remember most of the movie because of how I don't want to say haunting, but some scenes I just couldn't
That's
get out
not
of
a
my head
bad
for a
word
while.
for it, actually.
Uh-huh.
Oh no, yeah, there are definitely some scenes that you can't forget, no matter how bad you want to.
Mm-hmm.
It's first of all, let me start by saying it's a really good movie. Let me start out with that.
It was
Fantastic movie.
really, really good.
Yeah.
I did not think Edward Norton could play that kind of character.
Neither did I. Edward Norton has always been like, yeah, he's a good actor, and Fight Club and everything, but he's overall, he's fine. He's not great. He was
That's exactly
great
what
in
I
this.
thought.
He was fantastic in this.
He played the role perfectly.
He played the role scarily well.
Yeah. And like he got into the mind of a skinhead way too well.
Whoa, yeah. Which is that good acting, or do we have a problem?
Yeah.
Anyway, let me just go over my quick pros and cons. I don't have too many notes. I'll just go over them real quick. Pros, great. It's a redemption story, which is fantastic.
Yep.
Which you love to see. You love redemption stories. It has really good writing. The dialogue is really good and everything. It's very convincing. Like all the characters make sense for what the character is. Good background story and really great use of flashbacks. The black and white flashbacks.
Yep.
The way they used that was really good. It wasn't like overdone. Like you weren't cutting back and forth a lot. It was like you cut back for a while, and then you cut back to the present for a while. It was very well used.
Always a smooth transition,
Mm-hmm.
and the pairings of what scenes they showed at which time made sense.
It helped the story along, in both directions. So that was really great, and the story overall was really good. One con I do have, or not, it's not the only. The big one is I think it was too short. I think there was more story to tell after. I don't think it should have ended where it did. And okay, we're gonna get into spoilers now. So if you haven't seen the movie,
go see the movie. And
fast
if
forward
you are
a minute.
If you have
minutes.
if you have tough skin and watching movies, watch it. If you don't watch the movie.
Yeah, if you have a really weak stomach for movies, especially movies about what this is about, which is present day Nazis, essentially skinheads, as we said.
Yeah.
Don't watch it. But if you want a really good story and you have a thicker skin, definitely check this movie out.
It's hard to watch at times. So
yeah, absolutely. Okay,
right,
so I already said spoilers. So at the end of the movie, the brother dies, which is that's not a bad thing. In terms of the story, it's a bad thing. But in terms of the writing of the movie, that makes total sense, and they used it well. But
I expected there's no way this movie ends happy.
Halfway through the movie,
someone's going to die.
Halfway through the movie, when Edward Norton, what's his character? What's his name?
I forgot his name. I watched it like 2 weeks ago.
The brothers, they were walking together, and I think I said out loud, "All right, which one of them is gonna die?"
Yeah,
Me too. Like halfway through the movie, because they were walking together, and I was like, "Yep, one of them's dead." And then the younger brother dies.
Yeah.
I think there was more story to tell after that, especially because earlier in the movie they set up the principal guy. Can't remember his Sweeney, I think his name was.
Sweeney,
He was talking to the police, and they were going to try to take down the gang and everything, and they went to Edward Norton for help. There was absolutely no payoff for that. They didn't use that pretty much at all for the rest of the movie.
The ending. The ending of the movie seemed very abrupt and kind of lack of payoff. Yeah,
exactly.
Because I expected it to happen, but then it just directed by blah blah blah. You know?
Yeah, I expected the brother or one of them to die, and then one of them did. But I expected there to be a reaction after that. There was no reaction. It just happened, and then it was over.
What I do like though is that the reaction is all up into interpretation. Yes, he blames himself for his brother's death, but is he going to go back to his old ideals because of it? Or is he going to be more revolutionary in his redemption?
In this type of movie, I don't think that should be left open to interpretation, personally.
Okay.
I think in a movie about Nazis, I think the end message should be, this is a bad thing. I don't think it should be left open to interpretation. I think the end. No, I know. I think the end message should be, look at this guy. He was pretty much the head skinhead in this area, and he turned around and came to a better life. I don't like that at the end you could go, so did that make him turn back? I don't like that that's a thing. I think in a movie about Nazis, the ending should be a finite. He turned from his ways and he never looked back because he realized it was wrong. I don't like that it's open.
What he did say at the end is, "What have I done?" Because I think he blames himself for
getting his brother into that.
Yeah, so I don't think he's going to turn back.
Yeah,
and
I still think it should have been more finite.
Hinted at one side or the other.
And also there just should have been a little payoff. Even if it's just a quick montage, because maybe he's so angry about his brother's dying that at the end they take down that skinhead ring or whatever they call it. Gang, I don't know. Even if it was just a quick piece at the end of them taking him down or something like that, there should have been something to that effect. But it just ends after the brother dies, which is, I don't know. I do agree that it was a good movie, but then I'm like, oh, I wanted more execution and the conclusion. It should have just gone on for another 15, 20
climax,
minutes.
His gradual process to becoming good and clear-headed is really good.
Yeah.
My favorite line in the entire movie is, I forgot the brother's name. Danny? Something like that?
The younger brother? Yeah.
Yeah.
Danny? Billy? Danny?
Danny? Oh, dang it. Now
the younger brother. Continue.
I have to know.
Don't forget your thought then.
I will not forget the thought. It is Danny. Yeah, it is Danny. Derek and Danny.
Derek, that's right.
Yeah. He said, Danny, I was just so pissed off.
Yeah.
That's it. That's the line. Because that's really why people fall into this kind of stuff, is because they just are upset at something about the world, and that's why they have these kinds of like hate. That's why hate happens, because of just being angry about something.
And it's kind of the same thing as like I've heard things from people that have been in like gangs in LA and whatnot. It's the lack of a community sort of thing. Like they need a family, they need somewhere to turn, and a lot of these kids, the same thing with getting into like the skinheads and everything. It's just this group presented themselves as a family, and this kid or whoever was angry at the world and whatever, and that family, quote unquote family, took them in. Same thing as any other gang. It's just
Yes.
So
I got a serious call. Can we pause for a second?
yeah, I'm not going to stop the recording, but I'll just cut here.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. 55, 15.
I can't hear you. You're muted. You're muted.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Why are you not listening through your head or through your earbuds?
I am.
Sometimes I can hear myself. That's weird. And it's not. It's not me.
Maybe it's the audio of the recording?
No, it's not. No, it couldn't, because I would be hearing myself the entire time. It's only occasionally that I can hear myself.
That's really weird, because I am hearing you from my headphones.
Weird. Okay, I need to make a note of what time we're starting again.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
56. Yeah, that's fine. 2:56. Okay. And we're back. Or we never left? I don't know.
We never left. We are very consistent.
Yes, extremely consistent. Filmed all in one take.
Yeah. All in one take.
It actually is all in one take. It's just we condensed the take.
Yeah. We used to repeat stuff when we halved the recording,
which we're eventually going to go back to doing unless we buy an actual video camera. Once we get back into person.
I think I might actually buy it.
Okay. So. Also, I forgot to tell you. Wait, hold on. Let's finish American History X first.
Yeah.
And then I'll do a news segment in between.
Yeah.
The movies.
Any other points that you had on the movie?
No. I think it was an excellent movie, and if people have a strong enough stomach to watch it, they absolutely should. Because it's a great redemption arc, and I love movies that denounce Nazis, so it's great.
Yep.
It was
my favorite Nazi denouncing movie is Jojo Rabbit.
Oh, mine is Inglourious Bastards.
I like Jojo Rabbit more than Inglourious
Bastards. Unironically, Jojo Rabbit is the better movie, probably.
Well, it's
very different.
Two completely different movies.
It's hard to
But I wanted to ask you, what was the most gut wrenching scene to you?
Most gut wrench? Oh, the curb stomp.
Because there's a lot. The curb scene was
the curb stomp. The curb stomp is. I've been afraid of curb stomp since I was a child. I have a thing about teeth, and
yeah. I don't want to explain it. So
no. If you, I've known what a curb stomp was for a long time, and it's scared me since forever.
Yeah. My thing about that is his smile at the end of that scene.
Yeah.
Like he was smiling because he did that.
Yeah, he plays that part real well. But and then the only cons we had was the story should have gone on for a little longer, I think.
The ending, yeah. They foreshadowed the ending like many times during the movie.
Yeah.
Like when he was in the shower at his house again after taking down the Nazi stuff in the room. When they were on the beach when they were kids, like for some reason.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden the brother's gone, and I'm like, well, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
So that played into innocence and stuff, but yeah. Anyway, what do you rate the movie?
Oh.
Haha.
I almost beat you that time. You've asked me every time, and I almost got you. I started saying it, but I stuttered. 7. 8 if it had a little extra at the end. Maybe 8 anyway, actually. Maybe 8 anyway. Yeah, never mind. Before you say anything, I'm going to say 8.
Yeah. Okay. I say 8, and that's only because of the ending, and it seemed like their main thing was the message and not the story itself, and that's why the
Yes.
ending was so kind of bland.
Yeah, that's fair.
They're like, oh, it seemed like, oh, but we don't really know how to end this, so
So
here
it's
you
over
go.
now.
Yeah.
8. Yeah,
It's
I'll
the
go
kind of
8.
movie where the entire movie is dark, so it seemed like they had to have a
Yeah.
dark ending kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know.
Yeah.
Edward Norton, good actor.
Very
Anyway,
good.
next, what's your news?
I forgot to tell you. I meant to tell you earlier. I'll be home next weekend.
Really?
Yeah, I'll be home.
Wait, next weekend, like
not this coming weekend. Next weekend.
okay.
I'll be
Okay,
home.
cool.
I'll be driving home Friday the 5th, so I'll be home that evening, and then I'll be home for the Saturday the 6th and Sunday the 7th, and then I'm leaving again on Monday.
Oh, sweet, dude.
So I'll be
Let's
home
do
for the
something.
weekend. Yeah.
Do something.
It's because my dad invited me to his poker game on Saturday.
Cool. Okay, I like that.
Him and his friends have and it's only like twice a year. Like they rarely have a poker game, but last time I played, so he invited me again. Yeah, so I'll be home next weekend. So
Sweet.
cool. Yeah.
Yay. Cool.
Now
You can bring your camera if you want, and we can film, but
I was thinking about that. I don't know. I'm not sure. We'll see.
it's up to you.
We'll
Yeah.
see. Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Might just be Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Ant-Man
Did
and the
you watch
Wasp. I did. But let me
good.
be honest with you. The first time I started watching it, I kid you not, this is not a joke. This is not an exaggeration. I got 20 seconds into the movie before I got bored. 20 seconds before I got bored.
You looked at the timestamp and like, all right.
And I started it. The timestamp and the title hadn't even gone away yet. Like, you know, it's still at the top and the bottom,
Yeah.
and it hadn't even gone away yet. And Hank Pym started narrating, and I looked down and it was 1920, and I was like,
yeah,
nope.
yeah, nah.
I was like, this ain't it. This is a boring movie.
I thought I did notes on this one.
I didn't. I absolutely did not.
I 100% did. I just don't know where they went. Anyways, that's weird. Maybe I deleted it for some reason. But my main thing about this movie is just like, okay, pros. Jimmy Woo.
Jimmy Woo gets introduced in this movie. That's the main pro, I think.
Every scene he's in, I laugh. I'm just saying.
He's just a great actor.
Michael Pena.
Michael Pena, he's always great.
Every scene, not every scene he's in actually, but all of his jokes were good. That's it. That's the only thing that's good about this
Those are
movie.
the only pros, yeah.
Only thing. I said this movie is run by Jimmy Woo, Michael Pena, and Magic Tricks.
Magic Tricks.
Like the
It
Magic
does,
Tricks were the only funny part about this movie.
It does set up Endgame though, and it plays into Endgame.
Kinda. I mean, they just had to introduce the quantum realm somehow,
Yeah.
and that's why.
So they could win in Endgame.
One of the
But
Most
that's still
terrible-
not even really a pro.
the terrible villains,
Bad
Terrible.
villain. Terrible.
like bad, like they didn't need to happen.
No. Mm-mm.
Like Ghost was just so bad. It's like, oh, it hurts. I wanted it to stop. I'm like,
Okay. Yeah. Is that it?
And then her ally that didn't even like agree with her halfway through the movie is like, oh, I don't like what you're doing. He's like, okay, that's it. Like,
Terrible use of Lawrence Fishburne too.
like she's a great actor. I like her.
I said
like,
Lawrence Fishburne.
Oh, sorry. Yes.
She's a great actor.
Sorry. I thought you were talking about the Ghost, but
I don't know what her name is. She's an okay actor, to be honest. Actress.
But I just felt like he could have done such a better role
I don't know why they
like,
wasted
given him-
Lawrence Fishburne on this movie.
on Ant-Man 2.
I think they knew that this was going to be a bad movie, and they were like, well, we need all the star power we can get. So they got Michelle Pfeiffer and
That's-
Lawrence Fishburne.
And whoever played the rich guy that wanted the
I honestly couldn't tell you. I might know. Hold on.
because he's in a bunch of Tarantino movies. He's actually really
I
good
very
actor.
much watched this movie in the background also, just to let you know.
This
I
just
fully
so
did not focus on this movie for almost any of it.
this movie just didn't need to happen. You know, just like it's just so paint by it's the most paint by numbers movie I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
It's oh look, it's a problem, but before we do this, we need to get that. But before we get that, we need to do this. But then we had this problem. But then like, oh, this happens now, so it's just all over the place. I hate it.
You know what I don't like,
None of the action scenes were even good either.
and this isn't even relevant to this movie, is that they're
Yeah.
recasting Cassie,
Yeah.
the more grown up Cassie. That's just so
Wait,
annoying.
they're not even using Endgame Cassie?
No, they're recasting her for Quantumania. And the thing
What?
is, the actress that played Cassie in Endgame didn't find out until she saw it on the news. Like, it was such a dick move.
What?
Yeah, I don't know. They're
She did
they're
such a great job
recasting
in
her.
those 20 seconds that she's in.
Yeah, she did a great job. But they're recasting her with a more well-known actress. I don't know her name, but I recognized her face immediately. It's
That's
stupid.
dumb.
It's stupid.
They're ruining Ant-Man. Like it was never good, but like
Ant-Man 1 was funny and fun, and it didn't matter at all,
terrible
and
superhero movie,
it was great.
but it was fun.
But a
Yeah.
very fun movie. And Ant-Man 2 just sucks all around. Terrible superhero movie, not as
Where did
funny
you
unless Jimmy Woo was in the scene or Michael Pena was in the scene. Paul Rudd still doing his best. Couldn't quite hold it this time.
The only comedy parts were just little jokes.
Yeah.
But even then, like, oh god, Hope had bad lines. Michael Douglas had bad lines.
All around, not a good movie. Bad movie.
I'm like, oh jeez. I understand why, but like, I just didn't care the entire time.
Yeah, no, not a good. Oh, I need to. I haven't put it on my list yet. I literally was just saying that. Let me. I'll do it right now, live for camera.
Live for camera. What?
Live for camera. Okay, let's look. That's the wrong list. So this is our 19th. Wait, that's wrong.
Yep.
What
19th.
movie did I? Is it 19th?
Yeah, because we skipped Hulk.
Oh yeah.
And there's 3 movies left.
In phase 3.
Yeah.
Okay. Ant-Man and the Wasp. Hold on, I gotta. And the Wasp. I've watched this film. I'm gonna add it to MC Ranked. Add. Okay, go ahead.
I put it as number 16, above Thor, Thor 2, and Iron Man 2.
Okay, let's see.
So, and that is below Iron Man 3, Ant-Man 1, and Avengers 2.
Better than Thor 2, better than Thor 1. Is it better than Thor 1? It's a real bad movie.
Thor 1's so bad, dude.
I know.
It's last on my list.
Better than Iron Man 3. Nope, that's not true. It's going at 17.
Mm-hmm.
Wait,
you really did not like Iron Man 3.
I didn't. I'm pretty sure it's mostly just because I'm angry at how they used the Mandarin.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's just such a cool villain, and they just didn't use him. They're going to in Shang-Chi, but they ruined him in that. So, yeah, number 17. Below Iron Man 3 and Iron Man 2.
That's the list.
That's the... It's... Hold on. I'm trying to make it not... There we go. Mine's reflecty. There we go.
Okay.
Yeah.
What'd you rate it?
3, 4, maybe. Yeah. What did I rate? Let me see what I rated Thor. I didn't rate it. Let me see what I rated Thor 2. Didn't rate it. Okay. I'd say like 3 or 4. Bro. Yeah. It's real bad.
It's so bad.
Super bad.
But yeah, so next week,
Next week, Captain Marvel.
a better movie.
It actually might be. More
Again,
happens in that movie. It's been also,
again,
yeah, I haven't seen it since theaters, so
exactly. So
more
we'll
happens in that
see.
movie, I think, though. And a large portion of why I don't like that movie is Brie Larson, though. So
So hopefully you can get past that.
if I can get past
I
that, it
don't know.
might be better.
It does
Uh,
have young Nick Fury in it, so
yeah, I mean, yeah, it's fine. I
that's the only good
absolutely
character in
no,
that
never
movie.
mind. You know, we're
And
gonna
Jude
talk about
Law.
this next week. We're gonna talk about this next
Okay.
week. Oh, they used Jude Law
Okay.
terribly. We're gonna talk about this
Yeah, they did.
next week. Next
Okay.
week, all next week.
And
Oh,
I'll
and the
text.
freaking
Okay.
I'm getting angry already. I've seen this movie once, and I remember everything that I hate about it.
I'll text Kinsey, and hopefully she can be on next week.
Yeah.
We might not have. Might not be able to use Discord though, so we'll figure that out.
Why not?
I don't know if she has it.
You can download it. It's free.
That's true. That's true. Cool. So what's next week besides
Oh.
Captain Marvel?
Besides Captain Marvel, let me look at my watch list. You look at yours.
So on my watch list, I don't know if you want to see this, but the new Zendaya, John David Washington movie, maybe.
There's a There's a
Netflix.
Zendaya and John David Washington movie.
Yeah. Malcolm and Marie. It's new on Netflix. But that might be boring. So
Let me look. Malcolm. That's Malcolm X. Malcolm and Marie.
cut this out because we're just searching on
No.
Letterboxd.
No, it's fine.
No, let's just cut this out.
No, it's fine. I really like John David Washington, and I really like Zendaya. As a filmmaker and his girlfriend return home from his movie premiere, smoldering tensions and painful revelations push them toward a romantic reckoning. That sounds kind of boring.
Yeah.
I'll watch it in my off time, but it doesn't sound like something that'd be very fun to review. iCarly is on Netflix. I forgot Netflix is getting all the Nickelodeon things.
Yeah.
Anyway, wait, let me look at my watch list now.
Please cut this out.
No,
have you seen Black
We've been
Cake
talking this whole
Klansman?
time. If we stop talking, I'll cut it out. That's how I. That's
Have you seen Black Cake
That's how I go. That's how I do.
Have you seen?
Yes, I've seen Black Cook of Klansman.
Oh,
It's a
okay.
really
I wanna
good
see
movie.
that.
If you haven't seen it, you should definitely watch it.
I want to see
That's
it.
a great movie.
John
David Washington and Kylo Ren.
Adam Driver, yeah.
Adam Driver, that guy. Definitely should watch that. And that 70s show guy, whose name I can never remember.
I don't know what you're talking about. Ashton
you know who I'm
Kutcher?
talking- No, not Ashton Kutcher.
The other guy.
The main character of that
Main
70s
character,
show.
yeah. I forgot his name.
Me too.
Hanging out.
I don't really have anything on my watch list. And Uncut. I cut that last part, not the whole thing.
Yeah, please.
Not the whole thing, just that last.
You figured it out.
Moonrise Kingdom by Wes Craven.
Wes David Anderson.
Wes Anderson.
Wes Johnson. Wes Johnson.
The Fox,
Okay.
the Fox guy, the Fantastic Mr. Fox guy.
The Fox Dog Hotel guy.
You know, I saw Isle of Dogs in theaters.
We watched it together, bud.
Was that you that I went with?
Yeah.
I honestly
I'm pretty sure that was a spontaneous, thing. We were like, "Hey, I want to see Isle of Dogs." Like, yeah.
We saw Isle of Dogs in theaters, and it was. No, I'm pretty sure I was kind of stoked for that movie because I know Wes Anderson.
You knew what Wes Anderson, yeah.
Yeah, I love Wes Anderson. We saw Isle of Dogs in theaters, and it was like, I guess it was super early on because it was one of those times they gave us review sheets that you review. The front is like before the movie, like how'd you hear about this, blah blah blah. What do you know about this movie? And then the back was a review that you do after the movie and you turn in. So that was really cool to participate in because I've never done one of those before. They gave us a sheet and a little pencil, a little like golf pencil.
We were part of the market research, dude.
Yeah, it was really cool. It was really fun. But yeah, that's a really good movie too.
I want to see that again. I want to see all the Wes Anderson movies.
Yeah,
this year.
I've seen I've seen Fantastic Mr. Fox, Isle of Dogs, Grand Budapest Hotel, uh, The Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou. It is Zissou.
Is it good?
That's pretty good. Um, they're all pretty good. Like, it's hard to find out of the ones I've seen. It's hard to find or a bad Wes Anderson movie.
Yeah.
Fantastic Mr. Fox is my favorite, but
Mine is Grand Budapest Hotel, dude. I like
which is
it
also
more.
a great one.
It's so good, dude.
Yeah.
Who's the guy who plays Voldemort? What's his name?
Ray Fiennes.
Ray Fiennes.
Which is
he knew Wes Anderson's vision perfectly. Like he understood what he wanted. I feel like every actor that tries to do Wes Anderson like tries to see it. But I think Edward Norton and Owen Wilson does the same thing too, though. I think they do well too. Yeah. But man, he does a great job.
You know who sees it is Bill Murray. Bill Murray is in most, if not all, of Wes Anderson's movies.
And Jason Schwartzman as well.
Yeah.
He plays the son in Fantastic Mr. Fox.
If you haven't seen any Wes Anderson movies, go watch them. They're great.
Yeah.
It's such a unique vision for movies. Yeah, super fun.